So you want to start a trading card business in 2025. You hear that there's so much hype around Magic, around Pokemon, around all these TCGs, and so you're like, hey, like I know a thing or two about business. I'm going to jump in. I want to make some money. Well, it's not going to be that easy. And in this video, I'm going to explain why, and I'm also going to explain how you can start a trading card business right now in 2025. But if you like this kind of content, I make this stuff all the time, talking about the business of selling Pokemon cards, being in a trading card business, specifically on TCGplayer, which is the platform that I do most of my sales on. This channel is called PokePaster TCG because full-time I work at a church, but then in the evenings I've built this six-figure Pokemon card business where I sling lots of cards, just like this one that I'm giving away right now. Actually, on the channel, I'm giving away this Rainbow Charizard V-Star from Brilliant Stars. All you got to do is go back to the video that posted this morning or whenever you're watching this video. It's called The Four Sides of the Pokemon Hobby, where I kind of break down all the different aspects that people engage in the hobby. But go make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment on that video, and then yeah, this could be yours. I'll announce that about a week from yesterday. So if you are wanting to start a business in the retail space, like the most logical thing, this is how it works, like how retail works in general, is like you find a way to get distribution, right? Where you're like, hey, everyone and their mom wants a chance to get their hands on Pokemon cards right now. Everyone wants to rip open packs. Everyone wants to chase these cards. You know, there's so much hype. So all you got to do, just find a way to get sealed Pokemon product a little bit under market consistently, enough to make a profit, and then just sell that sealed product, right? Should be easy. Uh, it, it just doesn't work like that, okay? Getting your hands on sealed English Pokemon cards under market right now is incredibly challenging. And I'm not talking about like 5% under market or 10% under market, because if you do that, like you're not gonna make money. Even if you have your own website, right? Or even if you're slinging cards in person, getting things only 5% or 10% under market is almost not even going to make it worth it in terms of you being able to make profit, because the margins are just so slim when you do that. So you're going to be wanting to get stuff significantly under market. I'm saying like 15, 20, 30% under market, which is for sealed English Pokemon right now. Good luck, buddy. That's all I'm saying. Like those opportunities do exist, but they are few and far between, and oftentimes it will entail you buying a lot of desirable product, sure, booster boxes, elite trainer boxes, things of that nature, but also some collection boxes, maybe blisters, sleeve boosters, just stuff that people don't want to move. And I think Magic is the same as well. We're getting sealed Magic right now. It's just it's not easy, right? And getting into distribution as an online seller, selling primarily online, which is what you guys would be doing initially, like that's just not happening right now. Distributors are having a hard enough time getting product to the clients that they've had for years and years. So they're not going to be taking on, you know, TJ, PokePaster TCG in his basement. Like I'm not even going to apply to a distributor right now, and I've, you know, closing in on $300,000 in sales where I've proven like, hey, like I can move Pokemon cards. I can sell product. Like they wouldn't even take me on because why would they? Why would they add another mouth to feed when people are already starving? So that's not an option. So the traditional idea that you might have in your head when you're walking through Walmart and you see that, you know, Pokemon cards, or you maybe don't see Pokemon cards because they're all gone, of getting sealed product, like that's just not going to happen. So, well, if you can't get sealed product, if you can't get English sealed product, then what? Well, what if you get Japanese sealed product, right? Maybe you can do that. Maybe you can buy Japanese sealed product or another language, like, you know, and to be honest, like, yeah, you could. Like, that is one way you could start a business right now. If you are wanting to get into selling cards, you could find a way to establish a relationship with someone in Japan who is able to source you Pokemon cards for under the market here in America, and then you could sell them online, right? In order for you to do that, you have to create your own website, and the margins there are going to be relatively slim. In fact, they're going to be really slim. You might be making $5, $10, maybe $15 a box, and the Japanese market fluctuates all the time, and so by the time you sell box, the said box, it might be down, right? Like you bought it at $80 perhaps, and by the time you sell all of those, it might have gone down to $65. So all of your profit margins are already eaten up. It also could have gone up, right? Like Japanese products sometimes goes up. And so that's a little bit of a risk, right? But even so, if you're starting your brand new website, and you're not wanting to sell on a platform like eBay or TCGplayer, which you could do, but when you do that, you pay those websites fees, and then it really eats into, between shipping and the platform fee, selling the product that you got from Japan, basically you'll be breaking even. So you have to find a way to either cut out your shipping fee or cut out the marketplace fee. Otherwise, you're not going to be making anything. But even if you were to cut out one of those, which is pretty tough to do, you'd still be making like maybe $5 or $10 a box. So in order to make something significant, you have to move a lot of product. You have to be slinging boxes left and right, which if you are like an e-commerce wizard and you're going to be, incredible at building a brand, you're going to get on YouTube, you're going to get on TikTok, and you're going to become like one of the premier slingers of Japanese Pokemon cards or other language, One Piece cards or whatever, then like, sure, like you can do it. That is an option. But like I said, I'm not super convinced that would be the best place to start right now. So proceed with caution, but hey, you can do it. People have done it, and yeah, it can be done. So then, what would you recommend? Well, I would recommend selling singles. Now, when you sell singles, how do you source singles? Well, the way that you source singles is you have to buy people's collections. You have to go around for people who have and find people, whether it's on various Discord servers, various Facebook groups, Reddit pages. Basically, you have to get scrappy and look in every single avenue that you can to buy singles. And buy people's collections. And when you buy people's collections, you're not going to be buying one card or two cards or 5 cards or 10 cards. You're going to be buying hundreds of cards. Because if you're only buying like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many cards, like under 10, it's going to be easier for that seller to just sell all of those cards individually and get closer to market instead of selling them to you at a discounted rate. So you have to buy relatively big collections and probably spend a decent amount of money. I'm saying like hundreds of dollars probably, for a lot of individual cards in order for them to sell to you at a percentage that makes sense. That's just how it works. Otherwise, they would sell them as singles, because what they're selling to you at a discount for is the premium that they don't have to go through selling the individual cards. As the business person, as the reseller, right, what I do, you are taking on the responsibility of selling those cards individually, and that's where you make those margins there. You're essentially making 20% of the card's price because you're willing to sell it individually and sit on it for a while because it's not going to sell right away. But when you sell singles, how do you do that? Maybe you're like, hey, TCGplayer, eBay, they have fees. I don't want to screw with that. I don't know, fees. Morons. These morons are paying 14, 15%. Sometimes people even pay to advertise on eBay. Can you believe that? Like, God, people are stupid. Why would anybody do that? I'm just going to start my own website and I'm going to sell singles on my own website, maybe even under market, and then people are going to come buy from me. No, they're not. The reason they're not going to, nobody's going to go to your website. Getting eyes on your website is going to be incredibly challenging. No one knows who you are. No one has been to your website before. If you're going to spend money advertising your website, that's going to take away those margins. And so getting people to buy singles from your specific website is really, really hard unless you're, making content, unless you have an avenue to like get your name and your store and your brand and your product out to people. That's really, really tough. Like how many of you guys know of great websites that sell singles and that make a bulk of their business from selling singles outside of TCGplayer, outside of eBay, right? Probably not too many, because for singles, most people just go to those platforms, right? Like I sell primarily on TCGplayer. One of the cool things with TCGplayer is you get to have your own store and sell on TCGplayer, right? And so I get to sell singles to you guys, 5% under market, because it takes away some of those things. So it's kind of like having the best of both worlds. By the way, if you're looking for singles, 5% under market, check out the link below. I got some cool stuff. Actually my inventory is like, anyways, check it out. I might have something you like. So I would recommend selling on a platform like TCGplayer or like eBay, because you're not going to get any eyes on this new website that you, PokePaster.tcg.com, Wix, Shopify, whatever. No one's going to go to that. They're just not. What you're paying for when you pay fees on eBay or on TCGplayer is you're paying for the basically free advertising of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who are going to use those platforms to look for singles. They're going to do that, and that's what you're paying for with that marketplace fee, and it's worth it. It is well worth it. And I know if I were sitting in your shoes as a new seller, I would be like, you're an idiot, dude. It's not worth it. 14-15% is too much, and I get it, and I hear you, but please try. I've done this for a little while now. Believe me, it is worth it. It is absolutely worth it. That is not like a crazy amount for the amount of eyes that you're going to get on your cards and the amount of traffic that those sites get. It is well worth it. And then another way that you can sell singles is vending, right? You can go and you can sell your singles at local shows. Now, this isn't something I do. I work at a church. I'm a little tied up on the weekends, but if I didn't, like, I absolutely would vend shows. It's a great way to get rid of your cards, right? It's a massive time commitment for sure. But if you're serious about starting a business, that is a great way not only to sell some of your inventory, but also to buy inventory, especially if you also sell on platforms like eBay, like TCGplayer, because that's a leg up that you'll have of other people that just vend, because other people that just vend aren't going to be interested in buying Vs and EXs and all those things because they have a hard time moving them. But if you sell on TCGplayer or eBay, you can move Vs and EXs quite easy. And so some really cool buying opportunities happen there. So I guess if you are wanting to start a Pokemon card business in 2025, you're not going to be selling sealed product. You're just not, because getting your hands on it is virtually impossible. You can start by selling Japanese product, but again, that's tough, but you could do that. Or what I think is the best way for you to start a Pokemon card business, a trading card business right now, is to buy singles at a percentage under market. Typically, I tell people to shoot for something like 70%. You could go maybe higher, maybe lower, depending on what it is, and then sell those cards on a platform like TCGplayer, like eBay, or vend them at local shows and do that. I think that is your best bet. And what I tell people all the time, if you've got a dream or you're like, hey, I want to enter into this space, you will know after your first few months of doing this if it is for you, because it is a lot of work. If you are just wanting to make a few $100s of extra cash on the side, there are a lot easier ways to do that, let me tell you. Go drive with Uber Eats or any of those. Like, there are a lot of ways to do that. But if you really are passionate about the cards that you sell, you're really passionate about being in this trading card business space, or being in the trading card space as a business person, you'll make it happen. But it is incredibly hard work. And if you are wanting to delve into those waters and potentially sell on a platform like TCGplayer, I have all sorts of videos on my channel where I've helped so many people get their account up and running and hit level 4, which allows you to basically become a legit seller on the platform. And so check out all the videos that are on my channel. I hope this is helpful to you, because I've had a lot of people be like, hey, how do I start? What do I get doing? How do I get the sealed product? What's your distributor? Like, how do I get distribution? Not exactly. Or if you find out how to get distribution, let me know, because that sounds pretty sick. But that's what I got for you guys in this one. Again, go back and check out that other video and leave something under there so I can give you this card potentially if you win. But I say this after all my videos. I'm a pastor after all. I believe that Jesus loves you, that he's got an incredible plan for your life. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.